Alright, you'll want to start by opening Adobe Illustrator. The quick key to bring up the spotlight search is to hold down the Command key and press the space bar. Then you can type in the program that you want and select it and it'll open. You can also find it by looking in the Apps folder. If this pops up, hit Ignore. You want to start a basic RGB document, and you'll need to do some settings. You want to make sure that this is in inches and that the width is 24 and the height is 12, and that's the size of the laser engraver bed. Hit OK. So you can see this big rectangle that takes up the whole window, and when you scroll with the mouse it moves that up and down. But if you want to zoom in and out, you hold down the Alt key on the keyboard and you can zoom in and out by using the scroll on the mouse. You can also go to the View and Fit in Window if you lose your place. Now we want to see some measurements, so in the View menu you want to find the Show Rulers and select that, and you'll see a ruler at the top and the left. These are just like the rulers inside of the laser engraver, but the origin, where 0 is, in the laser engraver is in the top left. So grab that top corner and drop it in the top left of the rectangle. Now you see 0, 0 is at that corner. Now depending on the size of the material that you're going to engrave, you'll want to pull some guidelines from the rulers. So you grab the ruler and you drag it and you drop it where you want it. In this case, I'm going to drop it at about 6.75. Now I can change that with the X value by keying it in, 6.75, and hit Enter. Now it's exactly in that place. Now from the top, I'm going to drag a ruler down to 6 and drop that. Now it's below 0, so it's actually -6, so I'm going to key in -6 and hit Enter. Now it's exactly there. Now if I want to, I can drag that around. I'm going to change this to 7. As my material is a little wider in this, say it's the top of your box, and that'll make it a little easier to find the center later on in this tutorial. Alright, so the box is up in that left corner, and the large rectangle is the entire bed. Now I need to find my graphic. So you'll look in the Shared With Me folder and look for the period that the folder I shared with you. Here's my file. I'm going to right click it and select Download. And it shows up on the bottom of the browser. I'm going to select the arrow and choose Show in Finder. There it is. So I'm going to click it and drag it and drop it right on top of the Illustrator document. Now I'm going to want to zoom in here, so hold the Alt key down, and I'm going to try to center this. So I want it a little bigger, but if I drag it, it's going to distort the image, and I want it to be like the original image. So I'll undo that scale, and this time I'll hold the Shift key as I drag one of the corners. Now I'll have to move it back to the center. So instead of guessing where the center is, I can look up here at the X and Y values. I know that the width is 7 and half of 7 is 3.5. So I'll change the X value to 3.5 and hit Enter. Now I know the image is centered. I'll do the same with the Y value. I'll change it to half of 6, which is 3. In this case, -3 because it's below 0. Now if I want to make this bigger, what I can do is I can combine two keys on the keyboard. It's the Shift and the Alt key together will allow you to change the size and keep the center. So if you hold the Shift and the Alt key together, then the center will stay where you placed it. So I get it close to the edge. I don't want it all the way to the edge for this project. When I'm finished and I have it centered and I have the size that I'd like, then I'm going to go ahead and save it. So I'll go to File, Save As, and I'll give it a name. I also need to remember where I'm saving it to. So you want to look or choose a folder that you'll find later on. So in this case, I'm in this JG folder. It's an Adobe Illustrator document. I click Save. And these options look okay, so I'll hit OK. Now I want to upload it back to Google Drive to that folder so I can get to it on the computer that's connected to the laser engraver. So I'll choose New, File Upload, and then I'll locate the file. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, it's in the Google Drive shared with me JG. Well, you'll have to find where yours is located and hit Open, and it'll upload it to that folder. Then you'll be able to access it through the magic of the cloud on the other computer. There it is. Then when you go to the laser engraver, all you'll need to do is find your file in the folder that's period, whatever you're in, and you'll be able to print it directly